Check it out now. Now, ladies and gentlemen, everybody know what's going on over at YSL. Basically proving that this particular gang, or whatever we want to call it, is basically filled with the most disloyal niggas in history, okay? At least in Treyway, there was 169. Look like everybody is a version of 6ix9ine up in YSL. Now, ladies and gentlemen, everybody's copping out pleas, and I know what you want to say. No, Thuggers, tell him to cop the plea. Like, okay. You, in your mind, could believe that Young Thug is telling these dudes to cop a plea to eventually tell on him at trial? Because if you don't know what's happening, right, let me explain what all these pleas are. You got to go to court, formally quit the gang, admit it's a gang, tell them you know some crimes that other people in the gang did, and basically say you're down to go tell on Young Thug if you get released today. After you sign that and you yes ma'am him to death, they say, go ahead, bro, we see you at trial. Now, they've let a lot of people out like that. A lot of people out, okay? Now, some people are saying, nah, we got to see who Thugger sanctioned it for and who. Come on now. Use your brain. Anyway, we saw something very surprising today, okay? For the first time, the very first time, YSL ain't doing too much telling today. Just only today. They might start back tomorrow. Anyway, two individuals are choosing to actually live what the songs that they were making as a gang were saying. They're down to take it to trial. Now, one of their names is Tanquarius Mender, a.k.a. Nard, and the other one name is Durante Bibi. They actually shocked the judge today when they declined their plea offer that would have allowed them to walk out of jail today. They would have walked scotch-free. All they had to do, quit the gang, admit it's a gang, admit they seen a bunch of stuff with shootings and this and third, admit that Young Thug been calling all the shots, and then show up whenever Young Thug comes back to trial and snitch on him. That's all they had to do. Basically, they said, we're going to just take this to trial. Now, here's the thing. These guys are facing the most time out of any of the other guys who took pleas before them. And if you don't know, the later we get in this process of them offering pleas, these are the more serious offenders. But they really only want Thug. These guys, apparently one of them, he's actually facing the Tanquarius Mender dude. He's facing 50 years if he's fully convicted. By the way, the judge warned him, hey, listen. Think about your future. You can walk out of jail today. If you don't walk out of jail today, and we're going to have to go to a trial, if you get found guilty, I got to give you the max. Apparently, there's no discretion is going to be at that point because there's some type of like a law or something or sentencing guideline that says if the prosecutor offers this tell on this guy plea and you get out today, if you don't take that, they got to give you the max. So these boys are potentially going to be facing the max, okay? Now, this is where street codes comes into a hand, okay? Now, I would love to hear the streets explain why some people went home early. Okay, they had a half a day in jail. And then these niggas have signed up for basically summer school in jail, okay? And then also, these other dudes said they didn't admit nothing about no type of crime or they're not even admitting their own guilt, but these guys are going to be facing 50 years. I would love to hear the streets use some mental gymnastics to explain that one, okay? But in reality, man, we just got to think about this, okay? We get to realize keeping it real and holding it down don't sound too attractive when you're in court. Even though the guys, they actually did turn the plea down. By the way, the judge gave them a break. Yo, go think about it real quick. It's a lot of time. You could see, they weren't arrogant and posturing in court. They were nervous as hell. If you look at their face, they sweating. That's a lot of time. All that street code stuff goes out the window. Granted, these guys are going by the street codes, but to be honest, look like they're going to get the raw end of the deal. You know the sweet end of the deal would be? Denounce the gang, admit you was in a gang, admit you know that other dudes are doing crime in the gang, and basically promise to snitch on Thug. That's everybody's deal. But they actually turned it down. We're going to see how this turns out, man. It's the real versus, I don't even want to call it fate.